Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Rebecca Darish. We're going to take a look at what we have for you for tonight's edition of FSU Weather. Currently, we're looking at Doak Campbell Stadium. Beautiful skies out there, 85 degrees. It says partly cloudy, but I don't know about you. I don't see a cloud in the sky right now. Calm conditions. It was a beautiful day, starting to get hot, feeling those summer temperatures, and we see that throughout our area. We're hugging those mid-80s. 86 in St. Mark's, 86 in Madison being the warmest, not too far off, 83 in Donaldsonville being the coolest for our muggy meter. Thankfully, in the Western Panhandle, we are staying smiling. We haven't quite got those moist conditions back yet after that cold front. For the rest of the peninsula, it is a little bit more moist, nothing too crazy yet. For tonight in Tally, 63 degrees, partly cloudy. For our headlines, hippity-hoppity Easter's on its way. There's potential for severe weather this Easter weekend and above average temperatures expected this summer. All that and more on Friday's edition of FSU Weather.
Good evening, Tallahassee. My name is student meteorologist Jason Corver.
And I'm student meteorologist Nico Sapienza.
So it's been kind of a dry week for us, unusually, because usually we've been getting lots of rain throughout every week, but this week has been pretty dry.
Yeah, it has been. We haven't had any major systems come through this week. They've all stayed out to our west. It's been a pretty dry week this week compared to what we've been seeing recently.
Yeah, it's been very nice, but it's also been extremely hot. It's been a lot hotter than like last week. It's getting hotter and hotter as we get closer to summer.
Yeah, and it looks like next week might be a little bit nicer, but long range is just going to heat up. It is Florida after all.
Yeah, I'm excited for the heat, but I'm not excited for sweating. I hate sweating, but I also hate freezing, so it's kind of like the perfect medium right now. Like between spring is always the best time because you're not sweating and you're not like being extremely cold. So.
Yeah, definitely. So it's definitely nicer out at this time of the year, not so much in the summertime when you go outside and you sweat immediately. So.
Oh yeah, I'm not ready for that. But now I'm actually going to send it off to Aaron with the first local.
That's right, today was pretty warm outside with temperatures getting into the middle 80s there, 86 degrees with our high temperature today. But we did come up from a low of 58, so we're slightly above normal, especially for that low and that high temperature across much of the area today. And as you can see, the average temperature this time of year is 80 and 54, and we are quite above that, especially for our high. So make sure to wear that sunscreen too, because there is that sun there up above Doak Campbell Stadium right now. 85 degrees if you're heading out the door right now under really clear conditions outside. Really nice day outside if you are heading out the door. Perhaps go for a walk after dinner, or really go out for lunch or go out for dinner, or whatever suits your boat. There with calm winds across much of the area. Across the Big Bend, we actually do see a little bit of a sea breeze there with that contrast with the temperatures inland and along the coastline, but the air is a little bit too dry to produce any of those thunderstorms we would normally see in the summertime. It's a little bit too early for that, but we are actually seeing a few thunderstorms off into the Florida Peninsula this afternoon. But our current local temperatures across much of the area is in the middle 80s across much of the area, so Tallahassee up towards Calvary in the middle 80s, but the hot spot there is Sumatra at 88 degrees. That is very warm for this time of year. We're already approaching 90 degrees, very warm across North Florida. And for our wind speeds, we will see those calm winds because we do have high pressure aloft that's keeping things more saturated or less saturated at the ground, of course, and helping to calm down those conditions across the Big Bend. Our dew points are relatively dry for this time of year. That's why we saw that large temperature range across the area. As for future area, we will see those clouds moving in from the east. Might see some intermittent, perhaps some fog, maybe especially as you go towards Interstate 75 there, and then maybe a few showers as well. We actually do have the potential for seeing a marginal risk of severe weather tomorrow, but likeliness will probably be very low with some more stronger storms, of course, than severe. Tonight's forecast, seeing temperatures bottoming out to about 64 degrees in Tallahassee, a little bit warmer towards the coast at 67 in Carabel. And tonight in Tally, we'll see those temperatures go down to the low to middle 60s under partly cloudy conditions across much of the area. But for the week ahead, as we get into our hippity-hoppity Sunday, Easter day, we will see those temperatures rebounding into the 80s and overall feeling very warm across the area.
So I'm a make it next segment is going to be national. So lot happening across the United States, so especially around this area with the stationary front, even the stationary front to us, near us. But it's the satellite radar. It's been showing lots of rain just in this area, but mostly, hopefully soon, this area needs to get some rain because it's been having lots of fire. It's very dry, so I'm thinking lots of fires here, especially in Miami down here where it's getting very, very dry. I mean, very wet. But we're going to be turning to the northwest with lots of snow. Seattle's obviously getting rain. It's normal for this time and every time for Seattle. But snow in the mountains as usual, so great for skiing and snowboarding, even some rain in Salt Lake City. But for the Chicago, Toronto area, they're getting lots of rain right now. From this, there's a low up here by like Montreal area. It's getting that's what's causing lots of rain from this area. So Chicago's getting rain, Toronto's getting rain, and then the upstate New York is getting rain too. But for Florida, though, it's going to be lots of rain. They usually see these types of rains in the summer, even in part of central Florida, even in the Bahamas. But the big picture today, it's lots of temperature changes. Minneapolis, 34. New Orleans, 79. Huge temperature change. It's like a line right now where you can see like the very cold temperatures and the very warm temperatures in the south. And like we could see that even here. Perfect example. San Antonio, very, very warm for right now. And Minneapolis, as I was saying before, very cold compared to average. So weird to see that temperature change between north and high, especially at this time of the year, but it makes sense with the temperatures. So the water vapor, though, it's going to be perfect. In Florida, you see that dry air moving through, but very moist air over St. Louis and Atlanta right now, even in Chicago. And then we can, as we look west, it's very, you could see that water vapor moving onto the coast by San Francisco, and they've been getting some nice clouds. The drought meter, though, that's what we need to focus on. This, right here, this area has been in lots of fires, so they need to get rained on. And luckily, as we look in the Euro rainfall forecast, it shows they're going to get some rain, which is very important. They definitely need this, especially in the south. If you look at the south is getting hammered right now with rain. But with the storm outlook, make sure you guys pay attention if you have some people in Arkansas. So, because they're going to be getting some rain and slight risk, even in Mississippi on Friday. And then on Sunday, it's going to be it's going shifting more and more south. So you want to make sure Arkansas this weekend, it's going to be shifting more south. So make sure you guys are watching the rain and the news this weekend. But for tonight's temperatures, it's going to be very cold in Minneapolis. And then as we look far south, it's going to be 71 in Tampa, 74 in Miami. So huge contrast even in Boston right now where they have the Boston Marathon. But tomorrow's highs, around the same as today's. It's going to be 41 in Minneapolis, 63 in Denver. So even the temperature change from Minneapolis to Denver. And Tallahassee, 85, so a very hot day. But now I'm actually going to send it to Nico for the next segment.
Thank you, Jason. So as you're looking around your southeast, it is a lot more bright outside this evening than it was yesterday, especially in Gainesville, Florida, where when I looked at this segment yesterday, it was just gloomy and you didn't see any breaks in the sun, in the clouds of sun yesterday. Atlanta and Blacksburg were nice yesterday too, and they're nice again today, and same thing in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And for a look at your satellite and radar, very, very dry evening around Tallahassee. However, if you look into southern and central Florida, you have some showers and thunderstorms along the sea breeze. I know earlier I saw some reports of even some hail in the Orlando metro area this evening, so that's definitely something to watch out for around there. And you also have a complex of some showers and storms heading into Mississippi, but other than that, it's generally dry around the entire southeast. And as you take a closer look, these are the storms I've talked about in central and southern Florida. They seem to be mostly dissipating across central Florida. Across southwestern Florida, it is probably not a good evening to be outside and about, especially if you're trying to have a beach day to start your Easter weekend. Might want to hold that off until tomorrow. It does not look like a pleasant evening for southwestern Florida right now. And for a look at your current temperatures, it's currently 85 degrees in Tallahassee. It's currently 88 degrees in Jacksonville and 89 degrees in Orlando. And then for a look at your dew points, you've got the less humid air around Tallahassee. That's why it feels nicer out today. But if you look into the Florida Peninsula, it is much more muggy outside. That's one of the things that's causing the showers and storms. And then you have the dew points going back up where the complex of showers and storms in Mississippi is as well. And look at your future radar. Nothing here this evening, but tomorrow you have a complex of storms coming at us from the north. We'll have to watch out for that to see if anything becomes strong to severe. Same thing with another complex coming at us on Sunday, and then on Sunday it looks like an active day along the sea breeze in the afternoon for the Florida Peninsula as well. And this is a look at your rainfall forecast for the next few days, which will show you, especially on Sunday, Monday, you get the big boosts in the rain. Here in Tallahassee, we're only expecting a ½ inch or less. Parts of Florida, though, could see up to 1.5 inches of rain, and in parts of Alabama, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you're in the 3 to 5 inch range for the next few days. Tomorrow, we have a slight risk today we have a slight risk of storms across Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, but nothing here. Tomorrow, that shifts into our area where we could see a few strong to severe storms, although it looks worse in Alabama and Mississippi. On Sunday, same thing, worse in Alabama and Mississippi, but it looks like we could see a few strong to severe storms here. For the lows for tonight, 63 in Tallahassee, 64 degrees in Jacksonville. It's going to be a pretty nice night. And tomorrow, it's going to be 85 degrees in Tallahassee and 86 degrees in Jacksonville. And now I'm going to pass things off to Evan.
Yeah, thanks, Nico. So I don't know about you guys, but this Easter weekend's kind of got me in a hippity-hoppity mood. I'm going to maybe even hop onto the screen here. So a little Easter Sunday magic for you guys there. But right now, looking at Panama City Beach, nice and sunny out there. Looks like a great day on Good Friday for this Easter weekend. However, that may change later in the weekend as we have that shot of storms coming in, as Nico and Jason both mentioned earlier. Looks like most of the rain is not affecting the panhandle of Florida, but it is affecting most of the peninsula of Florida. Central Florida and South Florida are getting in some of those heavy rain showers, and plenty of lightning too associated with these storms as well. And like I said, Tallahassee and much of the Big Bend area and the Panhandle not dealing with these rain showers right now. That'll start to change by the time we get to Sunday and Monday, but for right now, it looks good. There are those heavier showers down in South Florida, down near Fort Myers. Looks like you might have to be ready for a downpour if you're traveling along I-75 for your evening commute, so be careful of that. And actually, for Orlando, I want to mention this, that heavier downpour that Nico mentioned with that small hail reported actually had a flight diverted to Daytona Beach that my brother had to see there. It got diverted from Orlando to Daytona. So not only is this affecting road travel, but also air travel as well. So keep that in mind this evening. Currently around the Florida Peninsula, looks like the hotspot's actually in the Panhandle. We have 85 degrees here in Tallahassee. We actually hit 90 degrees in Sumatra earlier today. So really feels like summer there, but the majority of the Panhandle sitting in the 80s right now. A little bit of a cool spot there at Jacksonville at 75. Muggy meter right now, we have this smiley faces up here in the Panhandle. Looks like sadder faces as we sink down towards the south as we have those muggier temperatures or muggier dew points in South Florida, and that's also because we have that rain right now in South Florida. It'll clear up tonight throughout most of the Panhandle. Tomorrow looks okay for the most part, but then those showers fire up again there in South Florida, and also in North Florida we have that shower chance returning for Sunday as we head into Easter. So you might want to move those plans inside if you have any outdoor plans for Easter Sunday. Tonight throughout the peninsula looks like a mild night. 63 here in Tallahassee. Our normal low is 54, so we're well above that tonight. And the same story for the much peninsula as well. 70s in Tampa and Orlando tonight. And as we look for the next 3 days, Miami looks like nice temperatures for Saturday and Sunday, but the rain threat returns for Monday with that shower chance, 63% on Monday. As we head north towards Tampa, looks like the weekend looks great for Easter, but the thunderstorm chance returns for Monday. Similar story for Miami. Orlando looks like you have a better chance of showers throughout the entire weekend with that highest chance on Easter Sunday, unfortunately, so we don't bring those inside. And finally for Jacksonville, we have upper 80s on Saturday with that thunderstorm chance returning for Easter Sunday, so might want to move those plans inside once again. But now I'm going to pass things over to the desk with Becca and Aaron.
Thanks, Evan. That's right. It'll be a very warm weekend across much of our area as we move into Saturday and Sunday, of course, with temperatures up in the 80s and even approaching 90 in some places in our viewing area.
Absolutely, and that's what we're going to take a look at right now. What we should be expecting as we start getting into these summer temperatures, what we can be expecting for our summers. We're going to take a look at our summer outlook. And for most of the country, we are looking at above average temperatures for this summer.
That's right. We'll be a scorcher for much of the country, especially starting off in May. In portions near the Mexican border, looks like we'll probably see the warmest temperatures there, as you can see near Albuquerque, down to San Antonio, and over even towards, the western Florida Panhandle might see some above average temperatures, but at least locally in our area, it looks like we might stay around average, maybe slightly even below average, but around the average.
Absolutely. There's a swath that's going through the Midwest of those below average temperatures. My home state of Michigan is in that with below average, as well as Tallahassee, you'll notice, for North Florida. I don't know about you, it's a kind of personal preference. I personally like it a little bit warm, so being in that below average is not as exciting for me.
Honestly, from Central Florida, I'm kind of tired of the warm temperatures, so I feel a little bit the opposite way, but still, nonetheless, it's going to be, looks like it'll be a little bit warmer for Central and South Florida there, as you can see in our graphic, though. As we move into June, you can see most of the warm temperatures actually shift off to the north near Billings and Minneapolis and Denver.
Absolutely, as you said, shifts to the north, my home state, Michigan, finally getting into those above average temperatures. Unfortunately, the southeast, most of it dipping into those below average temperatures. Tallahassee, throughout the summer, being in that below average portion.
That's right, and you can see across much, it kind of flips from what it was in May. So in southern Arizona over towards much of the Gulf Coast and into Virginia, we'll see those cooler than average or near average temperatures.
Absolutely. So that's what we're looking at for the summer. Obviously, we'll keep you updated as that changes. We're going to hand things over to Evan. He's going to give us one last look at another outlook, this one pertaining to severe weather.
Yeah, that's right. So before we get to summer, we do have that severe season that we have typically runs from, say, late March into, I'd say, the beginning of June is really the severe weather season. So we have another shot at that this weekend because we are in the heart of severe weather season. It's possible in the south this weekend, and those threats really are all the same that we've seen over the past few weeks here. Strong winds, tornadoes, and hail are all possibilities this weekend, and also that potential for flooding, because these places that are going to get these severe storms are the same places that have already gotten a ton of rainfall, so flash flooding is definitely an issue as we go towards this weekend. Current watches and warnings, we have that fire weather watch in the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma, also stretching back into New Mexico as well. Those places are very dry behind a dry line that's set up in Texas, so with those winds whipping and those dry conditions, that's also a problem for this weekend. And we actually have our new severe thunderstorm watch here for the border of Missouri and Arkansas, so that's something to watch out for tonight. Make sure you have a way of getting those warnings tonight. There it is on the future radar. Those storms really blossom over the Arkansas and southern Missouri, and it really still stays the same. It really trains over the same areas over and over again as we head towards this time on Sunday. Looks like the same areas are still getting hit with those showers and thunderstorms. So make sure you have a way of getting those warnings this weekend. And make sure if you encounter any of those floodwaters, you turn around and don't drown. That's a phrase that we use a lot, but is definitely important. So here's that day one outlook. This is for tonight. And that's exactly where that severe thunderstorm watch was just issued, just on the border of Missouri and Arkansas right now, with that slight risk tonight. And going into tomorrow, it slides just like it is to the south. Tallahassee is on that marginal risk for tomorrow, so make sure you have a way of getting those warnings tomorrow. And again, very similar areas for Easter Sunday. So again, you want to make sure you're taking all those precautions for this Easter weekend. And again, there's that rainfall total for on the Euro model. Looks like some places could get 5 to maybe even 7 inches of rainfall. So I don't know, Becca, I think people really need to be paying attention this weekend and make sure you don't encounter, when you encounter any of those flood waters, just drive away from them. Don't go through those.
Absolutely, and I'm praying we're going to take a look that none of those severe weather threats impact our Knowles as they go out and hopefully get some Knowles win this weekend. We're looking at men's tennis, which is going on now against Boston College. Definitely a hot one out there. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the tennis courts, but they are direct sunlight. There is no shade there. 86 degrees at the start, 5 p.m., 84 right now. Not expecting to cool down too much, 76 at 7 p.m. For softball now, this is in Chapel Hill. Still sunny, thankfully. They're playing a nice sunny game. However, it is a little bit cooler, so we're not looking at those scorching hot temperatures out on that softball field. 72 at 6 p.m. It's going to dip a little bit cooler. 65 at 8. The sun will still be out. However, it might get a little bit chilly if the game runs late. 60 degrees at 10 p.m. For baseball tonight at Dick Howser Stadium, again, beautiful day going on right now. 83 degrees, nice and sunny. However, thankfully the sun will already be beyond the stadium at this point. You won't have to worry about the sun being in your eyes. However, it's still going to be quite warm, only cooling down a little bit as the game goes on, 75 degrees at 9 p.m. For women's golf this Saturday, that is going to be in South Carolina. We don't have as beautiful temperatures as we've had here in Tallahassee. We're looking at 61 degrees when they start at 7 a.m. And then we're looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. 71 at noon with those thunderstorms, and then potential for clearing up as we get to 5 p.m. at 71 degrees. For track and field in Gainesville, they have those beautiful temperatures that we love in Florida again. 73 degrees at 10 a.m., 79 at noon, 83 at 2 p.m., partly sunny. For men's tennis on Saturday, unfortunately, Atlanta's going to be raining, which is not what you want to see for tennis. The ball will not bounce on a wet court. 66 degrees. We'll see if they'll have a chance to play in Atlanta. And for beach volleyball, again, rain is what we're looking at. However, they have two games, 3:30 being the first one and 6 p.m. where things are going to clear up for the second one. Jason's going to give us one last look at our local now, see if they might have some better conditions than what we're looking at for beach volleyball earlier in the day.
Yeah, thanks, Becca. So right now, the temperature almanac shows that right now it's extremely high. It's way higher than the average with 86 degrees, which is crazy high, extremely hot outside. 58 low, which is pretty around the average, so pretty nice nights. But look at Doak right now. It is completely not blue because we've been getting some smoke in the sky, which causes the sky to get less blue. So you've been seeing like not perfectly blue skies with 85 degrees, so very, very hot. It's staying partly cloudy. I don't see any clouds other than just that smoke in the air. You probably smell it too. But the current radar shows just probably it's that smoke you see and that on the radar, just nothing really on the radar other than maybe some smoke in the atmosphere. But the current radar, on the current local temperature, it's 84 degrees in Tallahassee. But as we go north, it's going to be 80 degrees in Thomasville, and as we go to the coast again, it's going to be 84. Muggy meter, though, it's perfectly nice outside with very, very, very nice temperatures. But as we go look all along the peninsula of Florida, it gets worse and worse and worse as you get down. Out of Miami, it's very, very muggy. But tonight's forecast, though, it's going to be beautiful, 64 degrees, so go outside and do whatever you want, just in case the rain comes this weekend. But 67 in St. Mark's, 64 in Tallahassee. But my beach forecast, perfect time to go to the beach. The water's warming up, 70. I know it's still pretty cold right now, even for me. 77 in the air, which is pretty good. And then the UV index, please wear sunscreen. I know Becca was saying before she got burnt today, but winds of 4 miles an hour with surf of 2 feet. Tonight in Tally, though, perfect temperature, 63, partly cloudy, winds of 7 miles an hour. Future radar shows just perfectly clear throughout the night, and just the clouds and maybe some storms coming through on Saturday. You see the rain coming in, even the winds shifting from west to east, even coming from the south. That's going to be bringing that moisture. But the week ahead shows that Sunday and Saturday, again, 40% chance of rain. Even Monday, that's a day, is going to be lots of rain. So now I'm actually going to take a look at the weekend with Aaron.
That's right, Jason. As we hippity-hoppity into our Easter weekend, we will sit in the afternoon with a marginal chance of severe weather. So should stay fairly low, but if you do get into that isolated severe storm, is still not out of the question. But current radar does show those clear skies. You do see a little bit of a sea breeze there, kind of arcing around Appalachia Bay there. And those will continue up from East Point over towards, might get approach Tallahassee, but won't be quite there as we get into the evening. But tonight, we'll see those temperatures, we'll see those stargazing forecasts. Will be actually a pretty nice night tonight. So good time to bring that telescope out and look up at the moon or the stars as we see that sunset at 8:05 p.m. tonight with a 98% full waxing gibbous. If you are flying out of Tallahassee International, we are sitting right now at 85 degrees, so very warm out there. No need for a jacket, really. It's very warm out there, and we don't expect too many delays across much of the nation with pleasant conditions. Only possibility might be in Orlando, where we do see some of those thunderstorms across the afternoon there. But overall, for much of the nation, should be quite pleasant. For Spider-Man No Way Home at the Askew Student Life Center here at 7 p.m., we will see those thunderstorms possible tomorrow at 75 degrees with a south wind at 5. And for our Easter egg hunt, if you're If you're going to be participating out there, we will see those temperatures at 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies, with the south-south wind at 5 miles per hour. But if you're heading to the Spring Hill Tree Farm, we will see temperatures at 84 degrees for that Easter egg hunt. Thunderstorms, of course, are possible for much of the day. And for our future radar, we will see those possibility with some storms coming in on Saturday, especially Saturday afternoon. Might be see some fog over towards I-75. Those storms are coming in from the east, and so we'll have to watch that too. And same thing for your hippity-hoppity Easter Sunday as well. But for our dog walk forecast, those temperatures will go out into the 70s as we go throughout the rest of the weekend, and same thing as we go towards Monday.
Thank you, Aaron. All right, and now for a weather recap, I'm going to look at your satellite and radar for this evening. We've already talked about it. Now it looks like we have a severe thunderstorm watch over northern Arkansas and southern Missouri. And there's the rain storms that I've alluded to earlier. That's going to be an area to watch for tonight. Look at your day 3 outlook. This is the day we're watching for us. It's mostly going to be later in the day on Sunday. If you have plans outside late in the day on Easter, it might be a good idea to move them inside. And look at your extended temperature outlook for May. It's going to be warmer than average in the west, maybe cooler than average in the east. That's not really going to matter much for Florida because it's still going to be hot and humid. It's Florida after all. Tonight's forecast is going to be 64 degrees, mostly cloudy skies in Tallahassee. You've got temperatures in the mid-60s all around for the area. Your dew points are going to be in the upper 40s and in the low to mid-50s for this evening. And then look at your future radar. Nothing today. And then you've got the chance of rain in tomorrow. And then a look at your weekend planner. It's going to be mostly cloudy tomorrow and 68. That doesn't look right. Now I'm going to pass things off to the closing desk with Evan.
Yeah, thanks, Nico. So it won't be 68 degrees tomorrow, but it'll be definitely warmer than that. It'll be nice and hot tomorrow, but that shower and thunderstorm threat returns for Easter Sunday, and actually it also exists for tomorrow as well. But Easter Sunday and also on Monday, that's when you have that risk for that marginal threat of severe weather here in Tallahassee. So you want to make sure you're taking all those precautions here as well. And also, if you're under the gun for that severe weather, before we get to Monday, make sure that you're not driving through any of those floodwaters, because that's definitely something you don't want to do. You never know how deep those floodwaters can be because you don't know you can't see the road underneath, so you never know how deep those can be. So make sure you turn around and don't drown. But also make sure you follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSUweather. You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSUweather. And if you're not already, you can watch us live on YouTube at youtube.com/FSUweather. You can also watch any of our old streams there as well. And you can also follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather. We like to see those nice weather pictures that you guys always have for us. So that's all for this Friday edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Evan O'Regan. Make sure you have a nice, safe Easter weekend and actually have a hippity-hoppity happy Easter weekend. Have a good night, everybody.